If you really want to be in a healthy relationship with other people, you need to first build a relationship with yourself. We hear this all the time, but it is very difficult to find online a step-by-step guide on how to actually start to love yourself. And for this reason, I have created a very practical guide on how you can start and succeed in your self-love journey. In order to really understand how we can practice self-love, I believe the first thing to do is just to have a look on how we fall in love with other people and how we treat the people that we love, and then apply all of that to ourselves. So get pen and paper, because this is that kind of video. But first, if you're new here, hi, my name is Brie, I am a pre-qualified psychologist, and in this channel we talk about using psychology and science backed up tools to improve our well-being and self-develop. So if that is something you want to do, you should stick around and subscribe. But without further ado, let's talk about self-love. Before we go through our step-by-step guide, let's be clear on something. What exactly is self-love? Being in love with yourself does not mean being a narcissist and does not mean being full of yourself, but it means valuing, appreciating, and caring for yourself in a way that promotes your well-being and personal growth. When we love ourselves, we have a compassionate relationship with ourselves that allows us to recognize our worth, treat ourselves with kindness and respect, and setting healthy boundaries to prioritize our needs and making choices that align with our values and happiness. It is very important to understand that self-love is not reliant on external factors, so it's not about feeling good about yourself when you receive a promotion or when you manage to check in your to-do list at the end of the day. Self-love exists even when we mess up, even when things do not go the way we wanted them to go, because we have hope that things can be better for ourselves. Self-love is about liking yourself through everything, including challenges, failures, and different phases of your life. Also, your self-love will not be always the same, because in the same way as love in every relationship changes and evolves, the love that you have for yourself will change and evolve in the same way as you change and evolve throughout your life. And as I was saying at the start of this video, if you struggle to understand the concept of self-love, you can just think about how love presents itself in other relationships. So a relationship with a partner or a relationship between a mother and a child. And the idea is to apply all of that to yourself. So how do we start falling in love with ourselves? Let's say you meet someone. How does the process of falling in love with them start? You need to get to know them first. And similarly, the first step to self-love is self-awareness. You need to take some time to get to know yourself at a very, very deep level. You need to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, what are your main personality traits, but also how you developed those personality traits in the first place. Think about things that happened in your childhood and how they impacted your life later on. Think about the person you are at work, the person you are at home, and the person you are with your partner or with your friends. How do these people differ, and what is the most authentic version of yourself? What are your goals? What are you passionate about? What are you afraid of, and how can you fight that fear? In other words, who are you? At a very deep level, who are you? Getting to know yourself is the first and most crucial aspect of self-love, because you need to know yourself 100% to be able to appreciate every side of you. The second step is spend time with yourself. Again, just think about falling in love with someone, you get to know them, and then you start spending time with them, going on dates, messaging with them, maybe being on phone calls. In the same way you make time to spend with the people you love, you also need to make time to spend with yourself. This is also very tied to point one, because you usually go on date with someone to get to know them better. And the same applies to the relationship with yourself. You need to spend time with yourself to actually get to know yourself well. This will allow you to understand what you like to do on your own, but also how do you interact with the world when there are no other people around you. Because that is the most authentic version of yourself, is a version of yourself that is not influenced by other people. For example, when you order alcohol when when you are at a dinner out with friends? Do you do that because you actually enjoy it or just because other people are ordering it? Of course, you can spend time alone at home, and I actually advise you to do that if you're new to solo dating, but eventually the idea is that you need to get out of the house. Make the effort to organize actual date to yourself, so at the cinema, at a restaurant, at a park, and make sure that you engage in these dates in the same condition as you will engage in a date with someone else. So that means no phones. You wouldn't use a phone when you're at a date with someone, so why would you use your phone at a date with yourself? And at first this is going to be so uncomfortable and so out of your comfort zone, but it will allow you to first get to know yourself, but also increase your confidence and beliefs that you can do everything that you want on your own. You don't need other people to do the things that you enjoy doing. Step number 3 is treat and care for yourself. Valentine's Day is coming, and think about how you might want to buy gifts for a partner or a friend or your parents, your siblings. Similarly, you should also treat yourself. This can include buying yourself gifts or prizes for achievements, but also you need to take care of yourself. A while ago, I read about this idea of parenting yourself, and I think is brilliant. You need to make sure that you take care of yourself the same way as a parent takes care of a child. So a parent that loves their child will make sure that they're drinking enough water, that they're getting enough fresh air, that their sleep routine is consistent, and that they're eating well. So why shouldn't you do the same things for yourself? Make sure that you are providing yourself with the health foundation to be able to actually go out there and achieve all of your goals. Because I'm sorry, you can't achieve your goals if you're sleep deprived, you're eating junk, and you're surviving on caffeine. That is not cute. A good way to support your well-being is to build strong morning and night routines. These don't have to be 10 steps morning routine or 10 steps night routine. Even 3 things that you're gonna do in the morning, like drink water, do 10 squats, and meditate for 1 minute. That is still a good point to start. Also, pay yourself compliments. Don't reinforce negative beliefs about yourself. Think about all the amazing things that you do in your everyday life. But also, when people pay compliments to you, don't say things like, "Oh no, that's not true." Why would you do that? Accept compliments and start believing that they are true, because they are. Recognize that you are a person of worth and act like it. And finally, another way to take care of yourself is to protect your energy. Please get rid of toxic people around your life. Get rid of people that drain your energy and surround yourself with positive people, people that fill your cup and people that make you feel good about yourself. Step number 3 is build trust. And we know that trust is at the foundation of every relationship. And in order to be with someone in a romantic relationship, but also to have any other kind of relationship with relative friends, but even with your colleagues, to be fair, like trust is literally at the foundation of every single relationship. So why don't you trust yourself? Why don't you cultivate that trust within yourself first? The easiest way to do this is do what you say you will do. Every time you say, tomorrow I'm gonna go to the gym, and then tomorrow comes and you're tired and you're on your phone and you say, well, actually I don't want to go to the gym, you are breaking your own trust. Because next time you're gonna say, I'm gonna go to the gym, you don't actually trust yourself that you're gonna go because you haven't done it before, so why should you do it now? You need to start doing what you set yourself to do. So if you say, I'm gonna go to the gym, but you feel drained in energy, just show up for 10 minutes. Hell, show up for 5 minutes. It's not going to be a perfect workout, but you've still demonstrated to yourself that you can trust yourself to do the things that you say you are going to do. This seems like such a small thing, but it's actually huge. Because think about all the goals that you want to achieve. If you don't have trust within yourself that you will actually be able to achieve those goals, then why should you take any actions in achieving them in the first place? To achieve all of your goals, you need to trust yourself. And trust is built with the small things. And the best way to go about with this is to set small, achievable goals and actually follow through with them. Step number 5 is accept and appreciate yourself through the challenges. We said before about how self-love exists within you even when things don't go well for you, even when things are difficult, even when you're facing challenges. You wouldn't criticize someone you love for the small mistakes, right? Or when the first challenges arise. Similarly, you shouldn't do that to yourself either. You need to show compassion for yourself, and you need to accept yourself even when things get tough. And you need to do that with the awareness that things will get better and that you will rise stronger than ever. So you need to embrace yourself and weaknesses and practice self-compassion instead of self-criticism. You need to forgive the mistakes that you did in the past and move on knowing that you can do better. If you are in a rut, beating yourself up because you didn't exercise, you didn't eat well, you have not been productive, it won't change a thing. Just tell yourself that it's impossible to have the same energy every day and that maybe your body needed rest to make sure that you can get back on track ASAP. Also, stop comparing yourself to others. That is such a low vibe thing to do, and try to turn the envy that you feel for other people into inspiration. If other people do the things that you want to do, then it means that you can do them as well. And if other people criticize you, don't worry about their opinion, because you know within yourself that you are a person of worth, you know what your values are, so why care at all about what they think? But it is important to say that accepting and appreciating yourself also mean taking accountability and pulling yourself out of negative situations when you can. If you're in a toxic relationship with someone, beating yourself up for it and being in a victim mindset and thinking that you deserve it won't change anything. Give compassion to yourself. That relationship happened for a reason. That relationship happened because you had unhealed wound, but now it's time to do something about it. You know that you will do better, and because you always do what you say you do, you pull yourself out of that situation and you break up with the dude. Step number 6 is grow with yourself. In any relationship, the most beautiful part is to grow and develop together. And in the same way, you need to grow with yourself. Invest money in learning, self-improvement, and new experiences. Work towards your goal and celebrate each achievement. In general, just invest in anything that will allow you to be 1% better every day. So read inspiring book, unfollow all those Instagram accounts that make you feel bad about yourself, and start following uplifting accounts, people that inspire you to be better and to learn new things every day. And finally, step number 7 is choose yourself every day. This means making choices that align with your happiness and your own value. If you value your health and your well-being, why are you going out partying every single night, getting drunk, and spending the entire Saturday morning feeling awful because you've drank too much alcohol? Why are you doing that to yourself? If you value wealth and stability, why are you spending all those money on things that you don't need on Amazon? If you value your self-development, why are you not spending time learning about new things and finding new ways in which you can improve yourself? Your choices needs to align with your values and with the things that you want out of life. This means choosing yourself. And you need to do that even when you don't feel your best. Actually, when you don't feel your best, that is when you need self-love the most. Overall, you just need to be authentic to yourself. In step number 1, you found out more about yourself, your aspiration, and your goals. And the idea here is that you need to align that behavior to that version of yourself. You need to be authentic to yourself, to your value, to the things that you want, and to your future ambitions. Just remember that self-love does not have an arrival point. It is an everlasting journey, and it changes as you change, and it is in constant development. I want to end this video by giving you some resources to help you in your self-love journey, and the first one is journaling. Journaling will really help you in your self-awareness journey. There are a lot of journaling prompts that you can find online, on Pinterest. Let me know if you would like me to develop some for you in the comments below. Actually, I've done that for previous videos in the past, so let me know if you would find that helpful. Another very helpful tool is meditation. Meditation really allows you to be aware of your thoughts and your behaviors, and that will also allow you to get to know yourself better. Positive affirmations are a great way to give yourself compliments and give yourself reminders of how amazing you are. Something that you can do is to leave post-it notes around your house with positive affirmations, or you can think about one new affirmation every week that you're gonna repeat to yourself as a mantra throughout that week. Also, remember to align your behavior. We can talk about self-love as much as we want, but if you don't get up and you don't start doing the work, unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Solo dates, as I was saying before, is a great way to practice self-love. It will increase your confidence and it will allow you to get to know yourself better. So think about what are the things that you usually like to do with other people and try to do them on your own. There were so many times where I wanted to go to a concert or I wanted to go and watch a movie, but there was really nobody else that could come with me, so I just went and did it on my own. And it was great. Gratitude is also another very helpful tool. You can't really cultivate your self-love and your self-worth if you think that your life is miserable and there is nothing good in your life. Gratitude can really make you aware of all the amazing things around you and all the amazing things that you have built for yourself. So practice gratitude. A lot of studies found that it can not only improve your mood and your general well-being, but it is also contributing factors for having raises at work. So definitely try it out. And finally, the last tool is, of course, therapy. I know that is not something accessible or affordable to everyone, and that is one of the things that pains me the most, to know that therapy is such an amazing tool, but unfortunately not everybody's in the position to do it. But if you can, please start going to therapy. Even if you're not struggling with anything at the moment, therapy can improve your self-awareness. It can make you understand where some of your behaviors, of your thoughts come from, and it can really help you taking action in your life. So really consider that. And this brings us to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, you can leave a thumbs up, as apparently it really helps the algorithm. If you want to support this channel, you can do that by buying me a coffee through the link that I left in the description box below. It will really help me, and you will be supporting the channel and making sure that I can still provide free content to everyone. In the info box, you will find other amazing things such as my socials, my website, and a link to subscribe to my free newsletter. Also, I have created 2 planners. One is an all-in-one planner where you can find basically everything that you need to stay organized and to manage every aspect of your life. And the second one is a template that I created in case you wanted to turn your life into a game. More on that on this video over here. I'm going to leave the link to purchase them in the description box below. And for you that watch this video, if you use the code SELFLOVE, you're going to receive a 20% discount. If you like this video, you might also like my video on how to glow up mentally. So I will see you over there. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Bye!